Zoology, or animal biology, is the branch of biology that relates to the animal kingdom, including the structure, embryology, evolution, classification, habits, and distribution of all animals, both living and extinct. The term is derived from ancient Greek I paragraph ai 1/2, zoon, that is animal, and iiy cubed ii, logos, that is knowledge, study. History. Ancient history to Darwin. The history of zoology traces the study of the animal kingdom from ancient to modern times. Although the concept of zoology as a single coherent field arose much later, the zoological sciences emerged from natural history reaching back to the works of Aristotle and Galen in the ancient Greco-Roman world. This ancient work was further developed in the Middle Ages by Muslim physicians and scholars such as Albertus Magnus. During the Renaissance and early modern period, zoological thought was revolutionized in Europe by a renewed interest in empiricism and the discovery of many novel organisms. Prominent in this movement were Vesalius and William Harvey, who used experimentation and careful observation in physiology, and naturalists such as Carl Linnaeus and Buffon who began to classify the diversity of life and the fossil record, as well as the development and behavior of organisms. Microscopy revealed the previously unknown world of microorganisms, laying the groundwork for cell theory. The growing importance of natural theology, partly a response to the rise of mechanical philosophy, encouraged the growth of natural history. Over the 18th and 19th centuries, zoology became an increasingly professional scientific discipline. Explorer naturalists such as Alexander von Humboldt investigated the interaction between organisms and their environment, and the ways this relationship depends on geography, laying the foundations for biogeography, ecology and ethology. Naturalists began to reject essentialism and consider the importance of extinction and the mutability of species. Cell theory provided a new perspective on the fundamental basis of life. Post-Darwin. These developments, as well as the result
Anatomy. Anatomy is the science that studies the number, structure, size, shape, longitude, location, and relationship of the various internal and external parts of the organic body, not only of irrational animals, also in humans. Comparative anatomy, the study of the similarities and difference between human bodies, and histology. Histology, the histus group, and logia, is the branch of biology that lays or study the composition and structure of organic tissue, also for plants. Histology, the group histus tissue, and logia, treated is the branch of biology dealing or study the composition and structure of organic tissue, also for plants. The first microscopic tissue study were initiated in physiology. The physiology studies the physiological function of organisms, that is, the physical and chemical processes that take place in living beings by their activity, regardless of the type of organism involved. The physiology is divided in general physiology, the study of the function regardless involved in those mechanisms, and experimental physiology, the study of the reaction of the organisms and their devices when they are influenced by morphic agents. Considering being under study physiology, it is Embryology. Embryology is the science that studies the formation and development of the embryo. Describe embryology or morphological study of the different phases expressed in embryonic development are distinguished. Comparative embryology: if you study the embryology genesis in relation to different taxonomy groups, and experimental embryology, when the embryo study is supported by empirical methodology. Genetics. Genetics, the Greek genesis, creation, is the branch of biology that studies the phenomena of variation and heredity in living organisms. Genetics, the Greek genesis, creation, is the branch of biology that studies the phenomena of variation and heredity in living organisms. Population genetics, the study of the mechanisms of genetic
In El Salvador, there is a problem with native animals, since most of them are endangered. We'll mention some of them. The ocelot. From the Naularo ocelaro leopardis pardale is a species of carnivorous mammal of the Felidae family. It is widely distributed in America. It can inhabit humid forests, mountain areas, and even semi-desert areas. Its habitat extends from Texas to Argentina. They are nocturnal, spending most of the day sleeping in the branches, trees, or hiding in the vegetation. It is solitary habit. It tends to ambush their grey facts. The gray fox Urosium cinerio argenteus is a species of carnivorous mammal of the Kennedy family distributed by the America. Gray fox are monogamous and bearing early spring. They inhabit more or less close forests, and they are the only canine able to climb trees. Green-eyed guana. It's a large arboreal lizard, Central America and South America. They are herbivore and reproduce by laying eggs, which are placed underground during the month of February. February. They reach measure 16 months old, but they are